So you talked about your songwriting being kind of a conduit experience as well. Are you hearing lyrics first? Is it melodic for you as a bass? Or, a lot of songwriters will hear a hook or a title or something and then kind of flesh it out from there. How's it work for you?
So for the last 2 years, like just talking about wanting to write more personable and stuff, I wanted to write with the boys in the band, and we have always pretty much been super close. I've been playing with these boys for almost 8 years now, and we've known each other for so long. They know me through and through. So I mean, any stories we talk about on the road, or anything that just happens or whatever, I'll write it down. And I wrote I wrote a song about my granddad, that will come out in the fall. And my granddad, he was just like the most amazing human to me, and he passed away 2 years ago, and so we wrote this song for him. And I went to the boys in the band, and I was like, man, he deserves a song. And that was like the kicking point of just like how I wanted to write, like Rodeo Queen and this song about my granddad and like all of these things. And so writing with the boys in the band has been a complete, like, it's just been the most amazing thing because they know me through and through. They take things that I say out on the road and put it into a song. And we make a really good team. Our guitar player is really great with guitar licks. Our bass player is an awesome hook writer. And then I'm coming in with the ideas, and it's just, we make such a great team.
So that continuity is hugely important to you.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I have not heard that song, but I know that it made Brie Bagwell cry, and that's all I know about it so far.
Oh,
So
I love her so much.
yeah, me too. Bree's a freaking global treasure, in my opinion. Yeah, I saw the episode you did with her, and she didn't include the song, and I almost cried because I didn't get to hear it. But then when you came back from it and she had tears in her eyes, I was like, okay, yeah,
Oh,
this is going to be a great song. That had to be fun for you, right? Bree Bagwell being on her show.
oh my gosh. She's like a freaking legend. And
Yes,
honestly, just like women supporting women, and that's what I like love about her so much, is like so important to me. So when we just clicked instantly. I love her. She's just incredible entertainer.
there is literally no bigger supporter of women in arts than Brie Bagwell, and yeah,
Agreed.
she's just incredible. And if you don't know who she is, man, what are you doing with your life? I'm just gonna say that straight away. Here's a question for you. You talked about kind of writing with your peeps in your band, and the continuity kind of being a big thing for that, and them understanding how you feel, like in this the grandfather song, right? Like they know your grandfather too, so they can kind of put their own spin on it, right? But
Yep.
you're also putting out singles that are written by other people. So as an artist, I imagine you have to separate yourself as an artist from the songwriting part of you because you have to connect to the song that you didn't write. So how do you
Yeah.
do that as an artist?
Honestly, I think that, with Famous, it was just such a song that really resonated with me because I felt like it was a love song to my audience. And like, there was just something about it that I just really, really connected with. And I felt like I could talk about this on stage and put it out. But I would prefer obviously to write my own music, but man, if I hear a song that someone has written and I just connect with it in a different way, I mean, why not get that story heard?
Of course, and I mean, there's going to be an evolution process to you as an artist and a writer anyway, right? You can't. I mean, you can't force it anyway. The song rules the
Yeah.
room. So if the song isn't there, sometimes the best song for you might not be your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it totally makes sense. It's just a lot of times as a fan, like if I go to a show, I can almost always pick out the ones the artist wrote and the ones that they didn't based on the
Really?
connectability. Yeah, it's not hard to do. It's just a
Yep.
different passion level, even vocally or the way the band plays it or whatever. Like you can always tell when a guitarist wrote the lick or wrote the hook or whatever because they just play it more passionately. I feel, but this is always a cool question. Now, when you go from writing out the song and then you have to move it into the studio to flesh it out as a finished, polished product, how involved are you in that process? Kind of getting it finalized in the studio. Are you the hands-on
All
person, or are you letting the producer handle it all?
I'm 100% hands-on,
Yeah.
but I make a really we make a really good team. I've been working with Smith Curry the last 2 years, and he's
Okay.
just amazing. So usually what we do is like if we're in a writer's room with the boys in the band, we'll go ahead and cut like a work tape. And our guitar player is just amazing at coming up with just like lead hicks, like all these things. Like he's just so good at just hooks. And I don't know. I just love the way he's such a great player. So he'll come up with all these lead stuff, and then we'll take that work tape and then we'll take it to my producer, and then they'll pretty much do exactly everything the way the song's written. We come in like the song is done in a work tape, so they just put drums and bass behind it, and it's like it's done.
And with the instrumentation, like you have to choose, where the accessories go, whether there's going to be fiddle or mandolin or whatever you decide to do, even another electric or whatever. Are you thinking about your live shows when you add instrumentation? Because a lot of people, when they buy the record, they want to be able to say, "Hey, it sounds just like the show," or vice versa. The show sounds just like the record. Is that important to you?
It 100% is important to me. I am a very high energy, upbeat type of rocker writer. So
Hmm.
I'm always thinking about the live show. I'm always thinking about, once we write the song, I'm like, where would this be good in the set? Like I'm always thinking about the story of how the set's going to go in a 90-minute set or however long it is. But yeah, absolutely always thinking about the live show. And I'm like, man, where will this fit in perfect? How can I tell this story the best?
So you're even thinking in the minutia of the set list, like even the bare bones of that.
Definitely.
That's amazing
Definitely.
stuff. Yeah, I just talked with Max and Heather Stalling earlier this week. I don't know if you know who they are, and I think
Yeah.
the first time in over 500 episodes we had an entire segment on the set list and like the art of putting it together and making
Yeah.
sure that it's not the same from venue to venue. I'd never thought of that aspect of a live show, and now here it is, 2 episodes in a row that has permeated into the discussion. That's great stuff.